And as they were sitting by the fire, some local young boys came to see them. All these young boys were telling them about the pastimes of the deity. And the old man was so happy listening about Krishna and looking at these boys. And the night went very quickly. He was feeling ecstatic. In the morning, disappointed, he decided to make his trip back home. So as he was going down the hill, who did he meet? The pujaris. The pujaris were coming up and they said, "Hey, old man, you're still here?" He said, "What do you mean I'm still here? You left me here yesterday. I tried to ask you to open the temple, you didn't want." They said, "Left you here yesterday?" "No, we were here 6 months ago." He said, 6 months? Are you mad? I only spent one night here. They said, no, Baba, it's been 6 months. They showed him. Jagannath. He said, no, I stayed here. One night, there were these two boys that came to visit me. What boys are you talking about? Everyone had gone down. He said, no, very nice boys. One of them, very beautiful, lotus-like eyes, dark skin. His friend was whitish in complexion, so nice. One wearing yellow dhoti, one wearing blue dhoti. You get who he got the time to spend. He spent the night with Krishna and Balaram. And with Krishna and Balaram, they are the masters of time. So Krishna, reciprocating the desire of this gentleman to get darshan in the temple, Krishna, he took 6 months and he squashed it and made it into one single night for the pleasure of this devotee. And we know Krishna is no difficulty for him. Even his Rasa Lila, the acharyas are saying it lasted a whole night of Brahma, because they were experiencing so much transcendental happiness in Krishna's association. Nobody wanted it to stop. So Krishna, to reciprocate, he extended this one night into the night of Brahma, which is how long? Brahma's day is also 12 hours, but his 12 hours is not like our 12 hours. Brahma also has a night. His 12 hours of night are not the same as our 12 hours of night. We see in Krishna Lila how Lord Brahma, he stole the cowherd boys and he took them into Brahmaloka, stashed them there, and he said, in one moment, he thought, let me go see the fun, see what Krishna did, because he wasn't sure, is this my actual boss or this Krishna is someone else? So within that one moment, in earth time, that was a whole year. So for that whole year, Krishna had expanded himself as the calves and the cowherd boys. And he was living in the homes of all the gopas and gopis. So according to where you are in the universe, also the time has a certain impact. So Krishna then expanding time for the pleasure of his devotees, Krishna also, he can contract time for the pleasure of his devotees, because he is the master of time. And he is time himself. And so, here in the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned how time is calculated from the smallest unit, the atom. So the atom is the smallest element. Of course, they are breaking up the atom and they are finding electrons, neutrons. But accordingly, the smallest element is said to be the atom. And time is then calculated according to the movement of the sun, how much distance it can cover, also at the atomic level. So different focus is there. That here the time is also seen to the smallest elements. And at the same time, also time is understood at the greatest expanse. Brahma is living 311,040,000,000,000 years. That is his 100 years. So we cannot even think how long Brahma's life actually is. It's as good as eternal for us. But of course, even Lord Brahma, he knows that he is not eternal. And so he himself, he has some fear of death. This material nature, it makes us fearful, because in material nature we have been given bodies which are temporary, which are subject to destruction. But here we are being guided towards the platform of fearlessness. The platform of fearlessness is when one is situated at the lotus feet of Krishna, which are abhava. His feet are free from any fear. This is what the Bhagavatam is bringing us to. That there is a world where time is a servant of the joyful pastimes of Krishna. Where time is not controlling and destroying, but time is making everything ever fresh. Therefore, every day the devotees are seeing Krishna, but they are seeing him as new. Krishna does similar things, but they appear as fresh. And so nobody is ever bored. Like right now, time. Time is wearing us down. Huh? We are waiting for the real mantra. Ma prasadi govinde. Then we wake up. Soon as Om Namo Bhagavate. So in due course of time, also prasadam will come. Yes. But now the spiritual world is what Brahma realized. That there, he didn't know in the beginning who he was. So he spent thousands of years performing tapasya. And after performing all this tapasya, he could understand that I am like a young girl in Vrindavan. I am like a gopi, I'm a servant of this Govinda. So everywhere he's saying, Govinda Manipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. This Krishna, this Govinda is whom I worship. And so Brahma is the head of our Sampradaya. And he and all the devotees of Parampara are trying to give us this realization, to realize that we're not products of matter, but we are product of the Chinmaya world. We are Satchit Ananda Vigraha. And so our time has to be used intelligently in this absorption in Krishna. Then we transcend time. For the devotee, no problem. Even if he lives he gets one moment opportunity, he can use it. Katanga Maharaj. He was serving so many years the demigods. And when he was going to be benedicted, he was asked, so what boon do you want? And the first question was, tell me how much time do I have? Because, you get this palace, you get this money, and then, but you're dying in the next moment, what will be the value? So he wanted to know how much time he had. And they told him 1 moment. But because he was in the celestial planets, so that moment was a little prolonged. Because he immediately came down and he focused himself in his Krishna bhajan. So that ultimately he attained the spiritual sky. We see Parikshit Maharaj. He is cursed to be bitten by a serpent in 7 days. So he immediately wanted to know, so what should I do? What should one hear, chant, remember, especially one who's about to die? So that is us. We are also going to die within 7 days. Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere 7 days. We don't know when. So the example of these devotees is that when it concerns time, they look at it in relation to the opportunity for devotional service. So this is the lesson of the Bhagavatam, to bring us to Krishna consciousness, to bring us to absorption in service, remembrance, so that we regain our eternal position as loving servants of Krishna who are free from fear, who are enjoying every day is a festival day, every word is a song, every step is a dance, every liquid is nectar, every meal is a feast, and you have the body that can dance forever, that can eat as much as you want. You have a spiritual body. So we should be eager to go back to Godhead. But it starts today. It starts now. It starts every moment, has to be used properly. Then these moments add up to eternity. So find Krishna even in the smallest unit of time. Find Krishna also in the eternal time, because Krishna is present in the past, is present now, is present eternally. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Gaur Vimanande Hari Om. Hare Krishna. Anyone with any thought, comment, question? Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, you just said that with that devotee, Krishna squeezed 6 months into one night. So what does that mean?
It means that for Krishna, this time is not controlling him. He controls time.
No, with that particular devotee.
So that for that devotee, because he was eager to get the darshan of the deity in the temple, but he had taken all that effort, but he got there late. Temple was now closed. So Krishna extended his mercy for him, that one night was squeezed, 6 months was squeezed into that one night, so that in the morning, the pujaris who were back to do the worship for the summer would now open the temple, and this devotee would get the darshan of the Lord in the temple. Although the Lord had already given his darshan to him for 6 months. In that one night, Krishna spent time with him. But because he had that desire to see the Lord in the temple, the Lord facilitated it for him. So there's nothing that the Lord won't do for the eager devotee who wants to serve him in some particular way. Yes. You will find also in Krishna consciousness, if you are absorbed in Krishna consciousness, your life goes very quickly. Yes, I don't know how people, somebody say how many years you've been in the movie, it's like a shocker. Because it just becomes this one big kirtan and feast. You know, it's just day and night, it goes so quickly. So the Lord, because we are engaging in devotional service, bhakti is spiritual. Therefore, it's an eternal activity. So it is on the platform where time is not an obstacle, but a servant. So because we are entering the eternal dimension, we miss so many moments, it just flies past. But we find that when we are not engaged in devotional service, we experience the same when we're getting the benediction of Maya, yes? When you're absorbed in Maya's activities, also time seems to just fly away. And sometimes the devotee is feeling so bored, it seems like time is not moving at all. So this time is also experienced according to your consciousness. It's an interesting thing, dynamic. Yes, Bill.
Thank you, wonderful. You mentioned about we taking pictures sort of freeze the time. And I often tell to the people that if you take a picture of this tree, you can take unlimited pictures because in different angles, different lights of the day and all. So in a way, I think you sort of alluded that we are trying to create a Maya inside Maya. Because that notion of pictures and all further implicates you, or you further start relishing the illusion which you already are. So how do we present this? Because people, they are still quite attracted to, picture is just one example, but how do we bring like some of this very profound message that we are trying to freeze time, but eventually you're going to live that moment which you wanted to say, right? That you're going to live that moment instead of doing a post-mortem. That time you were rushing, you were just so much in anxiety, and then you said, okay, I'll relish it in an extended way. So how do we bring some of this?
Thank you. Yes, we should let people know that actually we are looking for our eternal home. We're looking for the items and the experiences that we've experienced in the spiritual world. So also this trying to capture the moment is actually a deep desire, looking for eternity. So, like we sometimes explain, that because of how time is relative, when the eternal pastimes, Goranitai, they are there dancing in the spiritual world. But when we are live streaming that into this material world, because our time is so contracted, that which is moving there, very fast, active, comes here, we are seeing it as though it is static, like they are standing still. But actually, they are active, they are moving. So we promote the correct implication of people's desires. Because people want to enjoy. So enjoyment has its natural and positive experience. So we are also for enjoyment, but we have to know what type of enjoyment. We are also for eating good food. Yes, the devotees, they cook the best to offer to Krishna. So we have to understand also how to pass time. People want to pass time because they are stressed by material mundane activities. So maybe they want to go to nature. So why nature? Because it's Krishna's nature, God's nature, and there everything is still connected. So the attractive principle in nature is Krishna, who's attractive. So also, what is the substance of the moment? If we analyze everything to the elements, then we find Krishna in there. We were saying, Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarasta. Krishna is there also in the Paramanu, in the atom. He's actually holding up everything. So, we are attracted in this material world. Why? We are attracted because everything is also pervaded by Krishna. If the super soul was not pervading everything, then nothing would be attractive for the jiva. So we have to show people that the attractive principle is Krishna. So in all things, Krishna can be found. Material nature just makes us think that things are separate from the Lord. So our service is to share with people that God is not so far away. He's actually the closest to us. And in this way, allow people to see how the Lord is active in our everyday life. Like Krishna mentions, I enter the vegetables, give them juice. I'm the moon. I infuse them with, I'm the fire of digestion. I'm the light of the sun and the moon. Achakshu Esha Savita Sakala Grahana Raja Samasta Sura Muti Ashesha Teja Yasyagaya Brahmati Sambrita Kala Chakro Govinda Mani Purusham Tamam Bhajan. I'm the sun. What is the sun? Oh, it is the king of all the planets. Yes, it is like the eye of the Lord. So everyone sees the sun every day. But they are only seeing it as just some ball in the sky that's giving heat. But then the devotee, no, it is Krishna is seeing everything. Because this eye, without the light of the sun, useless. The forms are there because the light is there, fire. And so because God can see, then everyone can see. So, to draw the line all the way back to the Supreme, this is the service of the devotee. Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Is it okay? Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to thank you so much for such a wonderful class. Not directly related. The question is not directly related to the class, but I had this question in my mind. In this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Kapila Muni is instructing Mother Devavati, this entire section of Kapila Muni instructing the Mother Devavati. Toward the end of this particular section, Kapila Muni tells Mother Devavati that this particular knowledge should not be revealed to a person who is very envious, or it is not to be instructed to persons who are too greedy, too attached to family life, not to persons who are non-devotees and who are envious of devotees and of the personality of Godhead. So after revealing everything, it is said that whom this knowledge should not be revealed. Right? Similarly, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 18th chapter, 67th verse, Lord Krishna says that this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita should not be revealed to a person who is envious,
Not austere.
austere, not austere. So basically, to people like us. But it is after telling everything that saying that it is not to be shared to this kind of people. So I feel it is a bit anomalous that when you have revealed everything, you are telling that you should not be revealing to this kind of people.
Yes, the Lord is full of jokes. In one sense, this knowledge is revealed according to, it's state specific. According to your consciousness, are you allowed entrance into the realization of this knowledge? And so the implication there is that the Lord is saying, as they say, casting pearls before swine. Swine is hogs, pigs. So if you have beautiful pearls and you come before a pig and you think, let me impress this pig, let me bless this pig, just see Mr. Pig, he has some pearls, take a look. What will the the pig do with pearls? All it is looking for is stool and dirty things. It will just spoil those pearls. So in one sense that those of us with those qualities cannot readily appreciate that knowledge. Therefore, it is a challenge for us to rise above these qualities. Of course, Srila Prabhupada says, even though the Lord says these things, like, Devauti, you are so qualified, therefore I have explained this to you. Arjuna, in Gita, you're so qualified, Krishna is explained to him. But then, don't just give this precious thing to these people. Still, the devotee, knowing, as you are saying, that the Lord has spoken all of this to reveal, He is compassionate by nature. He wants everyone to know. The devotee, he goes and explains this. So the devotee is more merciful than the Lord in this sense. That the Lord is creating some service. It's almost like forbidden service. Don't do this. Like the disciple of Madhvacharya who went to find out, what is the best mantra that can deliver people from this world. And Madhvacharya gave and said, this is secret, you keep it to yourself for you, because you are so eager in giving. And what did this disciple do? He went to the highest place and started shouting to everybody, this is the mantra you must chant, you'll be delivered. But sometimes still people think, if it is so freely available, then it must not be the best thing. So the Lord, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatuskritam dhamma samstapanantaya sambhavami yuge yuge. It is His mission to establish Dharma, to inspire and protect the saintly, and to remove the obstacles to Dharma, to destroy demons. So His revelation has to reach the people, because by hearing, that is also the medicine that cures the disease. But don't be surprised when we of these bad qualities don't appreciate it immediately. This is the standard. That the people have to come to a better quality of life to really appreciate this message. Because Bhagavatam in the beginning is also saying, what are the qualifications? Kalav asmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya upadrita. So, short-lived, quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. These are our qualifications. Should have a t-shirt. This is who we are. Yet, the Bhagavatam is being spoken. Why? Because this is Purana called Dunodita. In the age of Kali, it is said that it's like a dark age. And Dharma and Jnana has gone with Krishna. So the question is that now how will the people of Kali find light? How will they find their way? So the Bhagavatam has descended. Krishna Swadamo Bhagate. When Krishna left, this Purana will give light. This light is needed by who? These persons who are Amanda Sumanda Matai. Manda Bhagya. Lazy spiritually, misguided. So many pseudo-gurus are there. Bhagavatam says, if you get pseudo-guru, it is like taking a dive head first into a shallow river. What will happen? You break your neck. So in the age of Kali, so many gurus are there, but if they are not revealing the Supreme Guru, Adi Guru, Krishna, then it is cheating. It is half-baked. And worse is the Mayavadi Guru. Because it seems like it's spiritual knowledge, it seems like transcendental, but it is poison. In these days, without naming names, so many famous and such guru. So they are revealing their knowledge. Yes, 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 this is not this, this is that, but minus Krishna. But in these discussions, Krishna reveals himself, knowledge of devotional service to the devotee. But then says, don't just give it cheaply. It's not cheap, it's for high-grade people. Like Bhagavatam also says, that the Nimatarana Sata, it's for those who are free from envy. But we are not free from envy, but here we are. Here in Bhagavatam. Because it is, again, the medicine. And the devotees, they will give it anyway. Because they are more merciful than Krishna. Does it help? In one sense. Yes, I guess we are out of time, yes. So if there's nothing else, we thank you very much for spending your time here and for trying to listen eagerly. Kanjara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaur Premanande.
Jai Srimad Savyasoci Prabhu ki
Jai.
Yeah, we are losing our voice.